Hey guys, Ender here. You're gonna be doing all the red weapons slash special weapons in Soul Knight. And here we have Caliburn. Caliburn is basically a sword, but when it's charged, it does a huge shockwave that does 10 damage. The shockwave costs 20 energy, but if you're just gonna use it as a normal sword, it will be free. You would have saw this sword if you watched my all statues video, and this is the video I was hinting at when I said that's for a video later. I'll put a iCard thingy again, just so you can watch that after you watch this one. When I got this weapon, I was surprised because I thought all red weapons were just boss drops, but I got this from a vending machine. And here we have the Grand Knight Sword. The Grand Knight Sword does a 3-hit combo that if you're up close to an enemy does really good damage, but if you're far away it lets out shots so you can still hit them. The Grand Knight Sword is dropped from the Grand Knight when you defeat him. It's pretty good, but nothing compared to some of the weapons you're gonna see up next. Now we have the Staff of the Shooting Stars. Staff of the Shooting Star makes like 3 meteors come down from the sky and do explosive damage, and if somehow the enemy lives, he's burned. For this weapon, make sure you're actually targeting an enemy, because if you're not, it'll just shoot at the ground in front of you. Overall, pretty good room clearer, but I just prefer to use other room clearers because they won't cost as much energy as this one, like the rocket launcher, which is only 5 energy and can basically do the same thing. This weapon is dropped from the Goblin Priest when you defeat him. Here is the shield. Now I didn't get a very good clip of it, but it is good in the earlier stages. You get the shield by talking to the paladin in the dungeon. Now this weapon is just wild. It's called One Punch. As you can see, I was failing terribly because I didn't know how to use it, but when I did, I was shocked. On the first punch, it will one-shot anything. I found this weapon in a vending machine. The next weapon is Staff of the Skeleton. This staff allows you to summon your own army of skeletons. If you have good enough energy where you can just keep spawning them constantly, those guys are monsters. Not only do they provide a meat shield, but they also do pretty good damage. With your skeleton army, you can just sit back, relax, and let them do all the work. I got this weapon by killing the Skeleton King. Next up, Cannibal Plant. Cannibal Plant shoots out a little ball but if you hold it down, it turns into a shotgun. It also poisons. This weapon is a very good room clearer. I got this weapon by defeating Devil Snare. Up next, Floating Laser. When used normally, it's just a gun. But if you switch to another gun, it follows you and shoots lasers at enemies. I don't really like both of the floating items because they're just waste of space. I got this item from a vending machine. Now, Staff of Wizard. Staff of Wizard has 4 modes: yellow, blue, green, red. Yellow is damage, red burns the enemies, green poisons the enemies, and blue freezes the enemies. Very good room clearer because you can inflict so many status effects on the enemy. And just in case you didn't know, status effects happen when you crit an enemy. I got this weapon by defeating the Grand Wizard. Now, the Bomber. The Bomber, after holding it down, starts spewing out rockets. One of the best weapons in the game, in my opinion. I got this weapon by defeating C6H806. And last, and I would say least, is the floating gun. Why I say least is because just like the floating laser, it's just a gun when used, but if you switch to your other gun, it becomes like a shotgun that follows you around. It's very hard for both floating guns to target an enemy because by the time they target it, you've probably already killed it. Even against the boss, they like lose interest if you get too far away. I got this item also from a vending machine. Well, that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed. I just want you guys to know that it took me 3 whole days to get all these guns for you. So I really hope you enjoyed. Here's a bonus clip of my skeleton army destroying one of the last bosses.